Hey guys, Stephen Bogren here from Pro Physique. Today what I want to talk about is priorities. Ooh-wee. Can do. What's up, y'all? How's your Thursday going? Hopefully well. So, interesting topic today because it can go to a whole plethora of things, right? And so we could really delve deep into this whole priorities thing, and we could make sure that, we cover everything, or we can make sure we cover the real big bases. So I think let's talk about the big bases here, right? We have to have our priorities set, and we all have priorities, right? For some of us, priorities, I love fucking going out to the bar with the boys and drinking on Friday nights and getting kind of fucked up. Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. Right? Some of us like doing that. That's a priority. That's something that's important to us, right? For some of us, it's our family. Our families are important to us. It's important to us to spend time with them, to be there for them, and to be there for the people that matter. For some of us, it's our spouses. It's a girlfriend, a boyfriend. For some of us, it's fucking riding motorcycles, or jujitsu, or bodybuilding, or making sure that our nutrition is in order, or exercise, right? Lifting weights, powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit, whatever it might be. We all have our priorities. We all have the things that are very, very important to us that help us to either stress manage or, identify as a person, whatever it might be. And I think that the hard part is that there's nothing wrong with having priorities. And there's nothing wrong with having your priorities in different places at different times in your life. There's nothing wrong with having your priorities maybe somewhere where somebody else thinks that they shouldn't be, right? At the end of the day, the only person that's going to have to answer and live their life is you. And that's a very, very hard thing for a lot of other people to understand because quite often, and I'm guilty of it myself, we want to tell other people how they should live their life, what their priorities should be, what should be important to them and what should not. But at the end of the day, they're the ones living their lives, right? So when we choose our own priorities, it's important that we're honest with ourselves to what matters to us, to what makes our lives as good as possible, and to what adds value and meaning to our lives, right? Now, whether that's people or things or activities, whatever it might be, it's very, very important that first and foremost, we're able to figure that out for ourselves. We're able to find the things that they add value to our lives. We're able to find the people that they add value to our lives, right? And so I think figuring that out and establishing your priorities is number one, right? It's number one to know what's important, what are the things that the non-negotiables and the negotiables, right? And then figuring that out. That's where it all starts, right? And so once we've done that, we can start looking at the things that, hey, I'm willing to give this up or change this, or, I'm willing to compromise on that, just like anything else, right? And so for a lot of us, we're trying to prioritize health. We're trying to prioritize fitness. We're trying to prioritize a bodybuilding competition, right? And so I had a client inquiry come in today, and I just loved reading it. It made me so happy to see the priority that this person put on their family, on being a spouse and a parent, and doing all of these other things. Like before anything else happened, like my goals are to be a great mother, a great wife. That all these personal things were first and foremost, and it's something that I so rarely see. It really warmed my heart a little bit. It made me feel really good to see somebody that prioritized their family so much that the bodybuilding, the health, the fitness, it was secondary to all those other things. It's supplementary to those other things. And I thought that was really, really cool because one of the things that I've talked about a lot over the past weekend with competitors and friends, and it's a reoccurring conversation that I have, is it's so easy to get lost in this. And I find it it's just for guys as much as girls. It's so easy to get lost in being a competitor, being in a bikini athlete, being a bodybuilder, having our self-worth and everything associated with happiness with only this one small thing. And if that's what gets you through life, right? Sometimes there are coping mechanisms that are beneficial for a time, but then become detrimental. Then that's okay. And if that's really all you care about, and that's what makes your life better than anything else in the world, awesome. Not for me to judge, right? But I do not find that it has been the case for me. Whereas, yes, bodybuilding, fitness, these things have most certainly given me a good life, right? I wouldn't have a house without, right? I wouldn't have food in my belly or food in my dog's belly, right? I wouldn't have these things that, are important to me without it. It's certainly one of those things that I have to keep in check at times, because it can definitely ruin other parts of my life when I prioritize it too much. So at this point in my life, my priority is most certainly my clients. It's you guys. It's making sure that I'm doing the right things by you guys. And so making sure that that is first and foremost, and I don't forget that, right? Above all things right now, I'm a coach. So that is my number one, because nothing else works without that, right? And then I'm also a friend, I have to make sure that I'm there for the people that I care about or that I claim to care about, right? Not just in the good times, because, you don't only share good times with the people that you care about, you also share their bad times. You lift them up, you help them to recover, you help them to, find solace in times of trouble. And I just fell backwards a little bit. So that's important, right? So not only can we have fun together, but we can also, be in pain together. That's an important part of life to me. That is a priority. So I have to make sure that even if I'm dieting and I'm grumpy, I'm still understanding and there for my friends, right? Because even when they're dieting and grumpy, you guys are still there for me. So it's one of those things that we have to make sure our priorities are set, because if they're not, it is very, very easy to get swayed around all over the place. I think I know who it is that said it, but essentially the idea is that a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. And I believe it was Malcolm X that said that. But you have to have things set up first and foremost. You have to have your non-negotiables there, right? We can't, if we don't even know that they're non-negotiables, it's very easy for other things to come in, to sway, to take precedence, and then next thing you know, down the road, we've let go of those things that were so important to us and we've lost them. So I would encourage you guys, know your non-negotiables of life before you get into the prep and before you get into the gym. Make sure that those are staying stable. Make sure that you're not letting go of who you are and the things that are important to you to fit some mold or something that you think you are. If you grow into it, great. If you're changing over time, good. We should be changing over time. We're not meant to be stagnant creatures and stagnant individuals. We have to change and grow and progress. But don't let go of the things that are important to you, that are making your life great throughout the process, right? The people and the things that make you feel fulfilled. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to make your life a life worth living, or at least that's what's helped to make my life a life worth living. So that's it today, guys. Priorities. Don't let everything mush you up. Keep your priorities in check. Make sure that you're taking care of them, accordingly. I'll talk to you soon.